Hi, Victoria. It's Stella here from School with so you schooled in the AU. How are you doing today?
Yeah, Stella, I'm very well. So yeah, it's good to be here.
Yes, it's lovely having you here. So, can you tell us what you do and from which year to which year were you in AU?
Like I said, my name is Victoria Adaramola. I am an analyst at Tech Hive Advisory. So, what do I do at Tech Hive Advisory? So, I work with the data protection team. My work also cuts across cybersecurity, regulatory intelligence as well, and of course, we like do some projects that are also focused around those areas. There are a bit of other things, but I think that those like three things really stand out in what I do. Yes, I do AI governance as well.
Yes.
So I was in OAU between 2016 and 2021. So here's the backstory. We were actually the 2015 UTME sets, but we didn't get to start till we didn't get to resume till 2016. And we finished our final exams, November of, I think, yeah, November or December of 2021. And then we did not get to do our convocation till 2022. December 2022. So technically I was in AU between 2016 and 2021, but finally left in 2022 because of convocation and other issues. Yeah.
Wow, wow. And I think I remember going to law school being delayed, right? Or was it almost delayed, or was it actually delayed because of the timeline?
Well, if you if you think about the fact that we had finished exams in December, I think it was November 13th of 2021 actually. If you think
Wow.
about the fact that we finished exam at that time, then there was ASU strike in 2022 that
Yes.
lasted, I think, about 8 months. About it.
Yes.
So we did not have final results, we didn't have anything, we were just there in a limbo, hoping on God. And then in 2023, which was almost immediately after we had done our convocation, that was when we then resumed law school. So can I say that there is a delay? Maybe, maybe not. If you look at doing the convocation in December and resuming law school in January, we might not say there is a delay. But if you look at finishing exams in 2021 and not going to law school till 2023, then well, maybe we can say that there's a delay. But again, for my faculty, it's always quite interesting that for your
Yes.
set, it's not everybody in your set that will go to school. Use your grade and all of those things to decide like the first set of folks from your set that will go so that they can clear off the backlog. But for my set, I was like one of the first folks that had the opportunity to go to law school. So I went with them, the more like the natural folks in my class to actually go to law school. So lucky me, I guess.
Eh, wow. Wow. At the end of the day. So, how did you move from law into that? Is this something you've been doing since when you were at OAU? Was it the break, like from 2021 to you had the convocation in 2020? Was that what made you go into that? Or is it that you've always known you were going to be in tech and it was just like, oh, data compliance, that's my thing?
Okay, so it's quite interesting that when I wanted to study law initially, when I was in secondary school, like there was this also go to science class. I'm like, bruh, I think I'm going to stay here in our class. So I wanted to study law because I found I found the part on criminal law quite exciting. I found it
Oh,
quite exciting. So I was like, okay, maybe we can put away the bad guys and things like that. So I
mhm.
I have like have goosebumps when people say things like, oh, section so and so courtroom drama. It was quite interesting, right? Then I went
Wow.
to AU. I was just like, let me just read my books and pass. I did a bit of extracurricular activities anyways. I did debates, British
Yeah.
parliamentary debates, went to different schools for competition, uni Lorry, uni
Yes.
Cal, Elizade University, Unilag, just like University of Ibadan as well. And at some point, I became the vice chairperson for the debates committee at the faculty.
Wow.
But
Wow.
all of this time, I think it was just let me go and really study hard and pass. That was really what I wanted. I finished from where with a 4.48. So
That's
that's the second
good.
class upper. Anyway,
Yes,
I
very
felt
close
like it's very
to
close to first class, but that aside, so one of the holidays, I spoke to myself because I was a triangular student. Go to class, go to library. I loved the library. I love
Yeah.
libraries
Life is
generally.
actually
So I was
nice.
always going to the library, yeah, and then go to church, go to library, go to class. Just that was all that. So at some point I was like, okay, this first class that they are chasing, what if you don't have a first class? What do you now do? Like
Hey,
just spend 5 years chasing first class. So go and do debate, go and join debate again, right? I did as a freshman, but then I just left it, went to library and all of that. So I went back to debating, and at some point I was like, okay, you cannot sit at home again because of the way OAU is wired. You see your friends come back from holidays, they have done this internship and that internship. So I was like,
like
okay, let me to start looking for all of these internships. And
friendships.
one of those internships that I was looking for, I I got in. I don't really like the firm. I will not mention the name of the firm, but I don't
Oh,
really like the place. So
oh,
one of those days, the boss there was like, "You, this girl, you just come in, you sit in one corner. Like, what's your deal? Okay, tomorrow I have an event I'm attending tomorrow, and I want you to join me." So I'm like, okay, no problem. Oga said go, so I'm like, all right, let's go. So we got to the event. At the time, it was NITDA having the event. That's the National Information Technology Development Agency in Nigeria.
oh,
They were the
okay.
one. Is it agency? Yes, they were the one organizing the event, and it was on data protection. Right now, I had no idea what data protection was about. I was
Mhm.
just a law student. I was
Yeah.
just reading to pass exams, and so we had gone for this event. At the time, NITDA was the Data Protection Authority in Nigeria then. So they
Okay.
organized that event basically to get stakeholders together, explain what data protection was about, like try to get their feedback on the Nigeria data protection regulation at the time, and
Okay.
basically how they operationalize it, what are the pain points and things like that. So I remember then the representative of NITDA that sort of took the lead was this person, Olufemi Daniels. I think he works with MasterCard now as a VP in privacy and
Oh,
data protection, if I'm not mistaken. Then I met Victoria Adaramola as well. So there was a competition that she had won then, so she was getting her award that day. Then I met Ridwan Oloyede, who I currently work closely with. Then I met Mr. Yaya Itai. He works with First Bank. I think it was their he is their data protection officer and information security, chief information security officer as well. So I like met those people, and the conversations were very, very interesting. And I had my light bulb moment at that time that okay, this is what I am going to do. Now, back to AAU, or right back in OAU, we did not do anything related to data protection. There
no, I
was
don't
really
think there's
nothing around data
anything of that.
protection.
Nothing.
Like normal law and all of that. So after that, I reached out to Ridwan. I'm like, I had a great time with this event. I'd learned this and that. Okay, so can I have an internship with your firm? And he's like, okay, yeah, yeah, no problem, not an issue. So I got into the firm. I started learning about it, and it sort of really opened my mind to the world of tech and data protection. So it was from then I really started like building on it. So coming back to AU, I had my mindset on I'm going to do data protection, and this like in the long term, this is where you find me. So
Okay.
from that time, I sort of like started building on it, taking courses, writing articles. I'm sure if I go back to some of the articles I wrote then, I'll maybe laugh at myself, which is okay. That's a sign of growth. But I was
Yes,
like, I was just doing it, doing the
yes,
internship.
you used
And
to
I
some
remember after yeah, I remember after my final exams at the time, I was just like speaking to Ridwan again that say I'm like done with my exams and all of that because we kept in touch. And
oh,
Ridwan was like, "Oh, that's amazing. If you still, spending while you are home, if you still want to like intern and still get more experience, you can definitely reapply to intern with us again." So I did that, and in 2022 just almost immediately after we had finished. So all the while that
the strike was
there was
ongoing.
strike in 2022,
No conclusion yet.
yes, when the why the strike was up, I was there doing data protection, learning as much as I could. So immediately after law school, it was really just a no-brainer for me. I needed to be where I could really do data protection and anything that is around tech and law and all of that. So my love for it had grown. Every other thing about contracts, contract,
Every day
law, everything.
thought.
I, nah. I don't really think that it did not really interest me anymore as much as this new love that I had found, and
Yeah.
so I got into it. Like the backstory.
Wow. Wow, that's so lovely. So like you met Ridwan as at a conference and you kept in touch, you reached out to him that can you intern, and then like that really shows like even like from the light bulb moment, your commitment to growing this interest and actually exploring and seeing if it would lead somewhere. And I'm so happy it has brought you here. It did lead you to my podcast. Thank you. So
Thank you so much.
yes, yes. So um I noticed that you have like the CIPPE, okay,
Yes,
CIPPE
yes, I
and the CIPM certifications. So because certifications that are like outstanding and really recognized are usually very expensive. But I noticed that like you invested in your career as an analyst at Tech Hive and in the data protection industry because you really have an interest in it. And I wanted to ask that was it like because you said you were taking courses and all that, was it after you graduated from law school or it was even that 2022 period that you were investing already and by the end of it and how was funding for you? Like and by the end of that 2022 you already had some let's say courses taken that would lead to this and how was funding for you basically? So how was it getting these certifications and are these certifications like needed or is it experience over certifications in the data protection industry?
okay. So again, I'm going to mention Ridwan because he's one very amazing person that has
Yeah,
really, really helped my career. Like the best mentor that I've ever had in my life. So
that's
here's the deal. When I initially interned at Tech Hive, so Ridwan had these courses that he had curated. He's like, okay, you're going to take these courses. And
okay.
to be sure that I was taking the courses, I'm not doing audio reporting.
Yeah,
I'd write everything I'd yeah, I'd write everything I'd learned per course, right? Now, those courses were free courses. There were some of them that you had to pay to get the certification, but some you could just take the course without necessarily obtaining the certification, which is also fine, right? So
yeah.
those were like first points of investment that somebody was interested enough to curate
Mhm.
a learning path and share and say that you know what you have to take these courses. But again, I really really owe that to him, and I
Yeah,
appreciate that effort. But again, for other people, and I know some people will say, okay, maybe I should go and look for someone that is able to do that. The thing is, as much as you want somebody to push you, you must be willing to move when they push you as well. So that's a side note for somebody
that's
that wants to go and look for a mentor, right?
that's actually
Now,
true.
the
Yeah.
deal is this. The deal is this. I would say that for someone that is just coming to data protection space, go for the free courses. If you would have to pay, go to Udemy. You see some courses that are like 5K, 10,000 naira, maybe 20,000 naira, which are quite affordable, things that you can still do, right? So, but before you even get to the courses where you have to pay, go for the free courses, right? Go check Coursera, check Future Learn, check Udemy, because I did a lot with Coursera, Future Learn, and Udemy at the time. So you can find some free courses there, and if they are not free, the prices are relatively cheap. Okay, so you can find those ones, you can start those ones. Now, my because of my internship and the work that I do, I was able to get I was not just learning in my head, I was also doing. So I could see
That-
those things play out in real time, play out in real life.
yes, day to
So it
day.
was very easy for yeah, exactly. So I was getting the experience, I was getting the knowledge, right? And interestingly, in Tech Hive too, we are not just boxed into working and working and working. Yes, they are like your client facing work, but Tech Hive is also like very concerned about investing in body of knowledge. So you find yourself doing research and things like that. And in the process of that, you get to know more about what you're doing. So
Okay.
over time, then CIPP certification, I did that in 2024. That was after law school. After law
Oh,
school, I did it. I did the exam in December 2024. Yes, I did my exam in December 2024. I did my CIPM exam. That was February 28th of this year. Right.
oh,
So because I would say the exams were quite easy, not easy in that sense, right? But they were also quite easy to do because I work in the space. So it's a familiar terrain. You read, if I read, or when I was reading the textbooks, they were quite familiar for me
Yes.
because they were also things that I
Yeah,
did
you
every
can
day in, day out. Also,
alive.
if you work with people that already, exactly, if you work with people that already have these certifications, uh, you actually want to have yours too because it's just like very great. Now, this
Yes.
for those that are coming into this space, because the certifications are quite capital intensive, right? They are usually in dollars.
Okay. Yeah.
You Yes, for now we have like more local certifications now, like the IIM CDPO, the CDPO certification at the NDPC, and that's the Nigeria Data Protection Commission and the Institute of Information Management that they've come up with. Like these are certifications that you can also look at. But I would say that one thing, certifications are quite tricky because if you get a certification, there is an assumption that you possess certain knowledge or that you know certain things already. So for me, I'd rather prioritize experience. Then when you have a bit of experience, if you then couple it with certification, certification sort of solidifies and help people to know at first glance that, oh, okay, this person knows what they are doing.
And then
Now, if you
like,
can also get the certification, I mean, the certifications are more about sitting down, reading, passing the exams. So if you can pass the exams, you're also good. But I have a problem with people who really don't know so much about the space passing the exams because while the certifications will open the doors for you, you might not exactly know enough to operationalize things when the doors have already opened. So I am always more about take the free courses, take the Udemy courses first, understand different parts of this, and also be in a space that allows you to work out these things. Then go for the certifications, right?
okay.
The experience for Yeah, for me personally, I value experience over certification. Now, I guess it that the job market might not be that way, but if you also know your onions and then you couple it with certification at the later time, you will have a better result compared to someone who has the certification but not necessarily the knowledge. So again, I think that the knowledge and the certification should really go hand in hand. But if you would have to prioritize the knowledge more, and your
Yeah.
knowledge point would be courses that I mentioned. Go and read wide. There are some websites that you can look at to, gain to have like a- understanding on the basics. So like at Tech Hive now, we have an insight section on our website where you have like a lot of research that we have done around different topics that border on data protection, some emerging technologies and things. So yeah, so I think that's like going to be my advice. And again, for funding, there are some that again, if you're working in a corporate organization, usually most corporate organizations are very heavily invested in their
Employee.
employees. They want their employees to have this because it makes them better. It expands your knowledge base and things like that. So you may want to consider such options instead of thinking that you will have to fund it yourself. Now, if you're in a position where you're self-funding, again, go back to those basic courses because they might look like, yes, they are not the IPP certifications. IPP is International Association of Private Professionals, by the way. So
Okay.
they basically that's the body that issues the CIPP,
CIPP.
CIPM. There are other institutions too, yes. There's CIPP US, CIPP Canada, CIPT, AIGP, a lot of those PPs and all that, all right? But basically the IAPP does that. And interestingly, I'm also an advisory board member for the IAPP. Started my
Oh,
tenure in January.
well
Yeah,
done.
thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Thank
I just brag a bit more. I also serve on the technical working group for Smart Africa, the data and the AI technical working group. So
Oh, wow.
that's just me
Just
bragging. Don't
get me into all these places. Like, you're making me want to go into data compliance and data protection. My firm will be angry with you if I leave them because of you.
Right way. So again, I think I'll just go back again that if you are self-funding for a start, just start with those other courses. They would give you the knowledge that you need and you can build from there. Then when you have like a paying job and you're in a structured organization that can contribute to your knowledge and development, you can always use that funding route instead of maybe necessarily using your own money. Because I know that we've had like apart from the data protection that we do, we also train people that want to do the this most of these exams that I've mentioned, the CIPP and the PAs, right?
Okay.
So I'm seeing like a number of people who also, we can tell that maybe the organization is funding it because you like see them come in. Maybe like the organization is like doing a bulk training for their
Yeah.
team members.
Yes.
So
I think I
again,
saw something about
it's a,
you doing a training for, is it UBA on your LinkedIn for a bank, right?
yeah, it was First Bank, yes.
Exactly.
So in certain instances, there are very standard organizations really want to invest in these certifications for their team members because it expands their knowledge base and things like that. So if you're lucky to get into such organization, that's an option that you may want to consider, right?
Okay.
But I'm sure that there are terms and conditions that will apply depending on the type of organization.
Organization.
But again, there are available options that you can consider. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so, so much. Okay, leaving the area of data protection and data compliance, let's talk about when you were in UAE. So can you tell us like one thing you really, really remember about UAE, maybe for good, maybe for bad, because some people have like very different views about OAE. So maybe it's about the faculty of law, maybe it's about your friends, maybe it's about the campus, maybe it's about your campus fellowship. So do you want to tell us something that maybe happened on campus or some, just tell us about your time on campus.
Well, I had a very great time in AU. I
Okay.
had a very great time, like really, really great time. I met very amazing people.
Okay.
I I made friends, and my friends are still my friends till today. Like I still talk to a lot of
Yes,
them. Some of them
does,
are
it
like my
does bring
closest friends. Like
difference.
yeah, so I had a very good time. If I would talk about OAU, so I do this thing on my status where I say, oh, somebody should call me at a particular time, maybe
Yeah,
1 a.m. because I need to wake up to, like 1 a.m. For most people that have me on their contact list, they will always see that update. Please call me by 1 a.m., call by
yes,
2
I
a.m.
see
Now,
it.
I learned it from where you, and I'll give you the backstory. So
Okay.
one day, because of the hostel that I stayed in, in my 100 level, I stayed in alumni.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, we were supposed to be eight in the room. Supposed to be. I will not tell you the eventual number that we were, but we were supposed to be eight in the room, but we were
Wow.
eventually more than that. So I noticed that at every point in time, there was somebody in that room that was awake. No
Mm.
matter the time, whether it's 5 a.m., it's 6 a.m., it's 2 a.m., there was somebody in that room that was awake. And I am a fan of night reading.
Okay.
Right. So I'll tell one of my roommates, please wake me up at this time if you are awake. Anybody that is awake. So they would wake me to go and read, then I'll go to Owl Cave to go and read and all of that. So it was interesting. Yeah.
Mm.
Then OAU is such a very unique school that sometimes it takes you
That's
away from reality.
the
Because you could literally wake up in the morning and decide that you can wake up at maybe 1 a.m. and decide, you know what, I'm coming from alumni or from Mo's, I feel like taking a walk to the school gates. And you can do it. Like
and you meet people
you're
on the
not
way.
scared.
Like it's not only you. Yeah.
You meet people, you would also realize that you're not scared that somebody would harass you or somebody would touch you or anything. Like there's just that confidence that comes with I am in you like nothing can happen.
I hope
Nothing
you
is
feel
so
like
for you.
that.
That's what
I hope you feel like that. That was a lovely time.
I sincerely hope that it was really interesting. Like it was really, really interesting that you could move around campus at night. And because I love nights. I love nights a lot. So
Mm.
you taught me that yeah, you could really move around at night. So I enjoyed the night movements. For me, primarily was going to read anyways, but okay. So I enjoyed that I could move from one place to another place at night, and that one somebody somewhere could not harass me at any point in time. And if they try it, you can look at them and tell them that, bruh, nothing is going to happen. And then nothing will actually really happen. There's no fear of retaliation because everybody held everybody accountable when it comes
Yeah.
to maintaining sanity on the campus.
Yeah.
I really loved that. For church, I loved UJCM. I was still reminiscing about it in church today. UJCM in amphitheater. It was beautiful. It
Yeah.
was very lovely. It was, it
Well,
was really amazing.
but those Sundays were and the
They
pre-exam.
were just
Yeah.
the exam prayer meetings as well. They were just really awesome. And there are some things that you go to AU too that you just really have to experience. Things like eating risky, acid hot.
Uh,
Those are like very, very fun, really fun things to do. And I think okay, so one of my most daring experiences in AU would be this time that we had to go for a debate competition in Calabar. That was that was the most insane journey I'd ever taken in my life. So we left Ife around I think 7 a.m. and we got to Calabar around 3 a.m. and we
wow.
went by road.
Hey,
Yes, we went by road.
in
So
the
it
news.
was, oh god, it was very funny. It was really funny. And I remember when we were coming back to where so we had gotten to Akure and then we took a bus from Akure to come to OAU. And at some point we thought that the bus driver and the conductor were kidnappers. I'm sure that those that went on that trip, they would easily remember this story. And then we were doing everything to just let them know that, guys, if you try anything, we're just passing codes and typing. We're just trying to just
Wow.
stay awake and all of that. But we got to AU and that was my most memorable trip in OAU. It was
Wow.
like the things that we had to do, it was really daring.
Wow.
Then I had fun. I had fun as vice chair of the debate committee. The debate committee is a very unique one. I think now maybe it's a bit more I don't want to say laid back, but like it's a bit more subtle now. Cause then I remember during freshers debates when we were going for training. So my first one, the first training that I joined, somebody was going upstage to present. So we had like this impromptu debate. Someone was going upstage to present, and then and someone from the training team just said, "Why you climbing the stage like a loser?" Eh? What do you mean that?
Oh, mean. I didn't go back after the first
Like,
training I attended.
Jesus, oh, where am I? The Gbasgbos was very, very like they'll give you Gbasgbos, but then when you like get integrated into the team, you now realize that actually like these are like very, very cool people. They just like giving freshers a time and all that. But it was fun, it was interesting. I had a great time. And I think is there any other very memorable experience that I had in OAU? This one is a very embarrassing experience. But
Okay.
yes, so there was one day I had a meeting at night. So I had finished. I wanted to like just rest because I'd moved to maintenance. I moved to maintenance from like 100 level second semester exam time. That was when I had moved to maintenance. So I had a meeting and I was going back to Morimi's just to rest a bit before morning and all. So I saw like these shining things. I was just like, "Ah, let me leave this thing and walk away." Unknown to me that they were soldier ants.
Oh.
And they had crept. Yeah, so one of the soldier ants crept into my palazzo at night. I just
Oh.
remember that I was rushing for me to go and get it off me. Yeah,
Wow.
so it
Wow.
was very funny. That was like one funny experience I will never forget from AU. But it was good because it was at night. Now I've exposed myself to the world, but here goes nothing.
Nice.
Had a really great time in AU.
Yeah,
Great time
that's
in AU.
lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely. So that leads me to my next question, which is going to be my final question. Unless I actually tell you another question, but this is like my second to the last because yes, it's two questions that I want to be adding to the podcast from now on. Would you let your child attend OAU?
Should I short answer or long answer?
Short answer.
Both of them. I'll give you short
Okay.
answer. No. Long long answer. When I am choosing the school that my child would attend, I would definitely look for the qualities in OAU. Because
Mhm.
again, I really cannot deny I cannot deny the impact of OAU. right? And the quality of people that you meet, they sort of like open up your mind to certain things. And
Yeah.
when you go out there, you exactly like it just gives you that base, because the competition in OAU is actually very, very fierce. And
Mm,
you see people, I mean, a number of people in my class are doing very amazing things. Like I can't downplay it in any way. They're doing when I say amazing things, really amazing things in their chosen field. People that are working outside Nigeria, those have gotten fully funded scholarships, those that, I mean, it's just very, very amazing. And I think that OU is that place where you see you are doing things, even if you don't have the mind on, okay, maybe this is what I want to do. It gives you that option. It's that school where you can do this, you can do this, you can easily find what you want to
yeah,
do.
you see
Gives
other
you the
people,
audacity. You
so
can,
you have people to.
exactly, you can imagine the audacity of people that had to write proposals to companies to come and host events in Ife. I mean, if it were Unilag, I would understand, because Unilag is in Lagos, the companies are in
Yeah.
Lagos. You just need to take, maybe drive yourself. But to get those companies to come down all the way to Ife in Osun State, the audacity of those people to pull the forms that is required, get people to attend those events, and the quality of what seniors that we also had. I
Yeah.
remember then when I was in yeah, I had um there was Sage, Great, Faith,
Olu, we had.
exactly, like Ogele. It was just beautiful to see that you had those people as your seniors. So
Mhm.
as they are moving, even if you don't have an idea what the outside world will look like, or maybe what the future holds, if you just followed these people or you looked at them from a distance, the chances that you miss your way are very, very slim, because eventually you're going to find what you love to do and you go with that same rigor. So I like those qualities, and the fact that the campus is very, very safe, right? I
Mhm.
remember there was one time where a thief was caught. You didn't take it lightly with that thief.
Like I can only imagine what
Exactly.
it's like
You
for
get
the thief.
you cannot even imagine that if you were not a thief, you would be pitying the thief, right? And it was just really good like that. So if will I allow my child to attend OAU? The short answer is no,
No,
really,
but
right?
yeah,
But when I am choosing a school for my child to attend, those features must be there. Like those things must actually be there. The
yeah,
sports, everything be there, that you must be a fighter, and this school
yeah.
must give you the opportunity to fight and keep your head above waters. That's something I'm definitely going to look out for.
Thank you, thank you. Now to our final question. So, you can give a shout out to like one or two of your classmates that you just like. Maybe you've not seen them in a while. They just one or two of your classmates. Maybe they're your friends. Just give a shout out to one or two people from your class, or maybe from faculty. Anyone.
Okay, so I think I'm going to give shout out to a lot of people. So you baited me into this. I'm sorry, Stella. So I'll start with my classmates. I'm going to give a shout out to my friends, Atere Oluwatimileyin,
Okay.
Comfort, yes, Comfort Adeyemi,
Yeah.
Mary Olajide. Like
Okay.
massive shout out to those guys. And then Okeolayemi Israel. Shout out to those guys. Those are like my closest friends in
Your G's.
school. Then I
Your
give a
G's.
shout out. Yeah, they're like Israel. I'll give a shout out to Anu Oluwapo, Babalola, Olamide Lawal. We became close in law school. We're not close in OE, but we became
Oh,
close in law school. I attended the same law school campus. So yeah, shout out to them. Big, big, massive shout out to them. Then I give a shout out to who else in my class I was giving a shout out to? Yes, Olarewaju Bello,
okay.
Oluwafemi Ekundayo, Olamide Aloko. Yes,
Wow.
these guys are
Like,
doing really amazing.
like, okay, I
Like,
want to say you are shouting out your entire class, but you guys are like 400. So you have not even done 10%.
no, I've not done 10%, trust me. So I'm going to like give a very big shout out to those guys. They were very cool people. Then Oluwayosola, JJ, yes, I'll give
Oh,
a shout out to him. So yeah, then I think I should give a shout out to some members of the faculty as well. My project supervisor, Dr. Ogundari. I'm not sure if she's now a professor. I'm not very sure.
No, I
But I
think
know that at
last
the
time.
time she was a doctor. Yeah, then Uncle Sop. If you
Yeah,
know Uncle Sop,
Uncle.
shout out
I know
because shout out Uncle Sop.
Uncle
Yeah,
Sophie.
he's a big one. Uncle Sop, then Dr. Rifowomo. I think he's a
Yeah,
professor now, so let me say Professor
yeah, professor.
Rifowomo.
Okay, the professor.
Yes, then
Yeah.
Professor Popola as well. Those are
Okay.
the lecturers in the faculty that I want to give a shout out to. Then there is Dr. I've forgotten her name. She taught us commercial law.
The doctor
Um,
that taught us
I can
commercial
remember.
was
Yes,
wasn't a
I
I
think
don't know if doctor
I
or
think she's a
professor or
doctor
professor.
now. No, not Dr. Fayoko.
Mrs.
I can remember her face. I can remember her face. Dr. Adewale. Yes,
Adewale.
that's her name.
Yeah,
Dr. Adewale.
yeah. A lot of these
Yes,
people,
yes, Dr. Adewale.
some of these people are still in the faculty, some are not. So I hope they listen to
Yeah.
and they receive their shout outs. But thank you so much for being here today. It's been a lovely over half an hour with you, and I've learned so much about like the time in OAU and your feelings about OAU and how complicated it is because it's complicated for a lot of us. But I'm just grateful. I'm
Oh,
guy. Like thank you so much for coming on the show. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you, and we wish you a lovely week ahead. Okay.